Hi everybody and good evening. First of all, I'd like to thank Sue for inviting me on here tonight to speak. It's a great honour because Sue's an absolute legend within Clean Easy, and it's an absolute honour to be invited and coach some of Sue's team. So thanks very much for those of you that's given up your time tonight for learning, because I feel that learning is one of the biggest aspect of building a Clean Easy business. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about tonight, guys, is how I handle phone calls. And as a team, we have a philosophy behind phone calls. When a lot of people come into Clean Easy, they're really excited, they get involved in the business, and they start puking Clean Easy all over everybody, their family, their friends, the people, and they get into arguments because their family and friends can't see what they see, and people get defensive and start, I know in my case, especially being a popular sanguine, where I don't ask people's opinions, I just give mine, all right, and I've had to learn about that. But I would tell my mum, my dad and everybody how wrong they were and that we were doing the right thing and it's amazing and you must be absolutely crackers not to see what we can see. And there's people earning £30,000 a month, there's people earning £10,000 a month, there's people driving around in Ferraris and stuff like that. Everyone else is wrong and we must be right. But all that does, guys, is get everybody's back up. All that does is make people think, shut up, you idiot. All that does is aggravate the 98% of the population, because I'll tell you now, there's only 2% of us that have the entrepreneurial vision that requires to build a Clean Easy business. But people see what they want to see, and our job is to encourage people to see with an open mind, with an open heart, so that they can see what it is that's important to them, okay? So what I'm going to do tonight is teach what we teach, how to handle a phone call, how to use the phone, and how to speak to people. And I actually covered some of this on Sunday at the Rob Foster seminar, because whatever phone call we make, every single phone call is handled in exactly the same way. Okay, sorry, can I just ask, guys, I'm talking away here and I'm assuming that you can all hear me. Can you all hear me okay? If you could just give us a Y in the chat bar. Excellent, fantastic. Okay, the other thing I want you to understand, guys, is the way that we handle our phone calls is only possible because we have massive lead production, whether it's through doing broadcasts through a contact manager, or whether it's using Facebook, Google Ads, or whatever source of internet activity that we're doing. The majority of people in our team who's actively sponsoring are generating 50 to 100 to 150 leads a week, guys, okay? And you need the correct number of leads in order to build your business. So it's no different to what Rob Foster teaches, 50 leads a week, 10 appointments a week, one person joins. And that's exactly what we teach. We just generate our leads through different forms of activity, through different rods in the pond, and it's a consistent effort every day for placing your adverts, generating your leads, doing broadcasts, and filling up your database. Because the name of the game these days, guys, is to fill up that database as much as you can. Okay, if you in the next 5 years have 8,000 contacts, 9,000 contacts, 30,000 contacts in your contact manager, you'll never have to generate another lead again in your life. All you'll do is send out a broadcast and the next day you've 20, 30, 40 leads in your inbox from the leads that you've already purchased over the last 5 years. Okay, so that's the name of the game. Fill your contact manager with names, addresses, email addresses and phone numbers. Okay, so the telephone process. Okay. We teach the same structure whatever the call. So what do I mean by whatever the call? I hope you've got notebooks and pens, guys, because you want to write this down, because you're not going to remember it and you need to teach it to your people as well. Okay, whatever the call is, the first phone call, the very first time you pick up that phone and ring a prospect, is your first phone call. A follow-up call You've asked them to look at the information pack, you've asked them to look at a video online, whatever information it is you've sent to them, and by whatever means, you're now doing a follow-up call to find out if they looked at the information. Still follows the same structure. Appointments. Whether you're sat face-to-face or whether it's over the phone, the appointment will follow exactly the same structure. Follow up after an appointment, following up for the decision, finding out whether the person has made a decision or not. Again, it pretty much follows the same structure. A getting started session, this is what we do with our new people after they've joined. Every new person gets a getting started session so that they know how to get their business started. And a support call is when your person has already started but you're giving them a ring to see how their first drop of catalogues went, or see how their first order went, or see how their first day on the street went, okay? So whatever the phone call, every phone call with a new person follows pretty much the same structure. As you start to build a relationship with people, as you start to get to know them, as you start to build rapport with people, then your phone calls will become more friendly, more relaxed, okay? But initially, while you're in that professional stage where it's coach and client, then these phone calls are what are going to build the friendship between the two of you. So as it says there, they all follow the same structure. So what is the structure? Okay. There's 5 parts to the structure, guys. The very first part is you need to open the call. Okay, that's obvious. Hello. Hi, it's Kev. How are you doing? Hi, Jason. How's things? Okay, that's opening the call. Set an agenda. The reason for the call. Don't just ring people just to think, oh, I'll give John a ring. All right? Have a purpose to ring people. Have a reason to ring people. You're a professional business owner. Yes, you are friends with these people. All right? And some people build up fantastic relationships and you become the best of buds. But initially, have a purpose to ring people, because most people have busy lives, and sometimes you might just be ringing up for a chat because you're out doing your catalogues. And like me, I'm often on my Bluetooth, and I'll just think, oh, I'll ring Abby and have a chat. And many a time she's busy, but I take an hour at a time having a chat because I'm delivering the catalogues. All right? So, you know, consider other people's time. Have a reason for ringing somebody, and that's your agenda. So, hi, Jason, how's things? I'm just calling to see if I can offer you any help. But you actually have a purpose for the call, which will come apparent more later. 3, gain rapport. 3 is the most important part of any single phone call. This is where your relationship building, this is where you're getting to know your prospect, this is where you're getting to know their reasons. I'll cover this again, but like I said right at the start, usually when people are talking about Clean Easy to somebody who potentially could be a new distributor, they just puke all the reasons why they joined, all the reasons why they think it's a good idea, all the reasons why that person should be doing it. I'm telling you, you should be doing this because it'll help you earn the extra money that you're looking for, because you told me earlier that you might be losing your job, and you told me that your husband's facing redundancy. You've got to do Clean Easy. There's so many people doing Clean Easy. It's amazing. You'll make a fortune and it'll be great. All that person is going to do is go, whoa, I am not interested in your ideas. Even if it's true, no matter how much truth there is to it, if it's coming out of your mouth, it's a lie. It is only true when it comes out of your prospect's mouth and they're telling you why they need to be joining your business. Okay? So if you're telling people why they need to be joining Clean Easy, the barriers will go up and they don't want to hear any more of what you're saying. Okay? That is often why people struggle to sponsor in this business, is because they're giving the prospect all the reasons why they joined. And let's face it, the prospect doesn't care why you joined. They don't care about you, because all they care about is themselves and their situation. All right? Remember, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you need to show that you've got understanding and empathy for your prospect's situation, because they're not bothered about your situation. Okay? So I'll cover this in more detail, how to gain rapport. Ask questions, listen, and take notes. Present the information. Okay, so there's a variety of types of information. If you're trying to get somebody to look at the video, once I've gained rapport with them and asked them lots of questions about their situation and showed that I've understood and empathised with their pain, because that's what it is, that's why they've responded to the advert, not because they're jumping with joy and overwhelmed with happiness. There is a pain. There is a significant reason why they picked up that phone in the first place or visited the internet and looked at your advert, because there is pain in their life. And we have to find the cure to that pain, and that's where the questioning comes in, because that's where we find out what their pain is. But then, when you want them to look at the information, if you tell your story with excitement, enthusiasm and passion, and you know where you're going without a doubt, and you don't care whether they come with you or not, then they will go look at that video, because they don't feel that you're telling them for your benefit. They feel that you're telling them for their benefit, and it's up to them whether they look or not. And I'll show you in a minute how we do that. I can't role play on a webinar. Normally I would role play and show you how easy this is with a bit of practice. Showing the business might be the information that you need to present. So it might be an appointment, so the information that you're presenting is showing the business. It might be a getting started session, so the information that you're presenting is how to get started, how to pack up your catalogues, how to effectively get your stragglers back, how to build a plan, how to work to a plan, and all that kind of stuff. If it's a supporting call, your information, once you've listened to them go on about how bad the weather's been and how many catalogues they've lost and everything else, the information to them then is to help them finish on a high, is to give them the positive feedback, tell them how well they've done, tell them it's absolutely great and it's absolutely not unusual to lose loads of catalogues and they're doing exactly the same as everybody else. In actual fact, they're massively on track and they're going to be amazingly successful, and you're doing absolutely everything right, and everybody loses 200 bucks on the first drop. Right? So basically what you're doing is you're just helping them believe in the system and believe in themselves, but that's the information that you're presenting. And always keep good posture. Okay? Have belief in yourself, have belief in the system, have belief in the business, and always know where you're going, whether they choose to come with you or not. Fantastic book, Dare to Dream and Work to Win, by Dr. Barrett, Tom Barrett, I believe it is. Absolute brilliant book. But in there it says, there's a plane leaves Heathrow every 5 minutes, whether you're on it or not. That's exactly the same as this business, guys. I'm going to be successful whether you come with me or not. It's down to me whether I'm successful. It's not down to whether you join my business or not. It's not down to whether you come on board with Clean Easy. All I'm doing is showing people what was shown to me, and they can either take it or they can leave it, because I don't care. I'm going to be successful anyway. Now you might think, well, that's arrogant, that's cocky, that's clever. No, that's honest, that's open, and that's belief in where I'm going. I know I'm going to be successful with the system we have, the business we have, and the Clean Easy business is absolutely amazing, and I have that belief no matter what, that I will be successful whether Tom, Dick or Harry joins my business or not. Okay, so keep good posture and know where you're going. Number 5 is close or gain commitment. Okay, so in this example, say I've told somebody my story and then I said, so how soon can you look at the video? And they say, oh, I'll look at it in the next 5 minutes. So you can say to close, fantastic, okay, I'll ring you back in half an hour and see what you think. Is that okay? And they go, yes. You've now got commitment from them to go look at that video. No, not 100% of the time will we go look at that video, because people waffle. But the majority of people that say, I'll look at it in the next 5 minutes, if they know that you're ringing them back in the next half hour, they'll go look at it, because I did. Okay, that's exactly what was said to me many years ago. And the guy said, what are you doing now? I said, nothing much. He says, great, I'll ring you back in half an hour when you've watched a 15-minute video. And I thought, ooh, I better go look at it then. Okay, so moving on. So let's have a look at presenting the business. Okay, first thing I would do is open the call. So I'd say, hi John, my name's Kevin. We've made an appointment today to have a look at their business. I'm just going to show you what it's all about. Are you okay to go ahead with your appointment? Yes, fine, Kevin. Great, excellent. I've also set the agenda there at the same time because I've told him the reason I'm calling is to go through presenting the business and showing him the business opportunity. Okay? The next thing I do, excuse me, while they're messing around with their internet or getting onto our website or our information pack online or whatever system you do, if you're sat in their front room and you're getting your presenter out or they're getting their information pack or whatever, excuse me, the next thing I do is gain rapport. So while they're doing that, I'm asking them questions. The very first question, guys, that you should always ask is, gone blank. The very first question, guys, you should always ask is, so Jason, just remind me, what's your situation at the moment? What made you respond to the advert? Find out their reason why. Okay. Another question is, so Jason, just remind me again, what's your situation at the moment? How can we help? The last thing that anyone's expecting you to do is want to help. The first thing they're expecting you to do is sell them something. Okay. So if you go, how can we help? They're like, oh, you actually want to help me? And then they start to tell you their situation. Now this is where personality types come in, because if you know somebody's personality type, you can work out if they're closed or open. Some people will just spew the guts from the moment you say, what's your situation, how can we help? And they'll just give you a long list of all the pain and problems in their life. Other people will say, well, I'm after some extra money, aren't I? Okay, so you've got to lead on with good follow-up questions and listen to what people are telling you. So he says, I want to earn some extra money, don't I? Oh, that's great, Jason. So why? Well, I just need more. How much more? What's it for, Jason? Well, I've got some bills. I need to pay some extra money. Okay, so just remind me, are you working at the moment? Yes, I am, yeah. Oh, is that full-time or part-time? Well, actually, I'm working full-time in a warehouse. I work shifts too, and they start to open up and tell you more and more about their situation. And you listen carefully to what they're telling you. All right, so you're working shifts, you've got flexible hours at work, but you're needing to earn an extra couple of £100 a month on top of what you currently earn. Why is that? Why is that important to you, Jason? Well, it means that I can run my car, it means that I can pay my bills, or it means this. Oh, great, okay. So, and then, when you're gaining rapport, always feed back to the person when you finish questioning the answers that they gave you. So if I understand you correctly, Jason, this is where you're showing empathy and understanding to somebody's situation. Okay, so if I understand you correctly, Jason, what you're telling me is you're working full-time at the moment, you've been working for 15 years for the same company, you're a bit fed up of what you're doing and you're looking just to earn some extra income initially, but if you see an opportunity to actually be able to move out of your job, that would be of interest to you. Is that right, Jason? And they go, yes, that's right. Okay, but ideally an extra £300 to £500 a month initially would help make a big difference to you, and that, like you say, would just make your lifestyle a little bit easier and take a bit of pressure off you right now. Do I understand you correctly, Jason? I've got Nadine's nodding going on. Alright, and they're like, yeah, that's right. So that shows that you've listened to their situation. Tell your story, then present the information. So all the time I'm finding out as much about Jason as I can, and not once have I told him all the reasons why I joined Clean Easy. Not once have I said to him, oh yeah, we can do that, we can help you do that, we can show you how to work flexible hours around your shift and pay off your bills and do all that. I haven't said none of that. I haven't sold him a thing. All I've done is listen, take notes, show understanding, and take on board what the guy's problems are. Then you tell your story, okay? Right, Jason, what I'm going to do is just tell you a little bit about myself, okay? Originally, I used to be a driving instructor, and if I don't mind saying so myself, I was quite good at teaching people how to drive, but I was absolutely crap at running a business, Jason. And I got myself into a lot of debt. I got myself into £30,000 worth of debt, and I ended up being quite desperate, to be honest with you, Jason. Now, my brother came across a business card that stuck to his foot at IKEA, and on that card it said earn £300 to £3,000 a month in your spare time. So what I actually did, I rang up to find out what it were all about, and then I looked at a 15-minute video just like you, and I thought, well, it's got to have an element of truth to it, because otherwise they'd have all been arrested by now. Usually that gets a laugh, or they nod, or you hear them agree with what you're saying, okay? And I said, well, look, when I got started, I had no idea what I was doing, and in my first 4 weeks, I made £233. In my second 4 weeks, for less than 8 hours a week, I made £355. For the next 6 months, I made between £300 and £400 every 4 weeks. Okay, so that were about an extra £1,700 in my bank in the next 6 months. Would that be of interest to you, Jason? Yeah, that'd be lovely. Fantastic. Okay, so then after 6 months, I went to a seminar in Birmingham where I met 5,000 people, all earning various amounts of income, and I thought, God, if they can do it, why not me? At that point, Jason, I took it more seriously. Within 6 months of that seminar, I was earning £1,000 a month alongside my driving school. Within a further 12 months, I doubled my driving school income. And now, Jason, I'm earning over £2,500 every 4 weeks for 25 hours a week. Now, I'm not bothered whether you're interested or not, Jason. All I'm doing is showing people what was shown to me. Do you want to find out more? Do you think anybody is going to say no? And you might be sat there now saying, yeah, but I've only been in 3 weeks, or I've only been in 2 months. My story's not as powerful as that. Yes, it is. Okay? Most people are looking for £200 to £300 a month. All you've got to say is a little bit of your background. Hi, I used to be an housewife. Oh, I were an housewife. I responded to an advert just to make an extra few £100s a month. I came across this opportunity, I had a look at the information, I decided to get involved. I've only been doing it 2 months, I had a clue what I'm doing, and I've already made 600 quid. Would that be of interest to you? I'm already following people that's earning in excess of £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 a month. They've got this fantastic system and they're making an absolute killing, and all I'm doing is showing people what was shown to me. I thought it was great. I'm not bothered whether you're interested or not. Do you want to see what it's about? You've just got to be excited and enthusiastic about what you're doing and know where you are going. You're not bothered whether they come or not. Asking for the money, okay? If you know where you're going, if you believe in this business and you believe in yourself, asking for the money is never even a challenge, okay? People have the money and they will join, okay? I sign up nobody. I'm not saying this, you might not agree. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is what you've got to do, but I don't sign up any break frees. I say to people, there's 3 options. I say to them, okay, have you any questions? They say no. I say, right, okay, let's move on to the final page, which is how to get started. Excuse me. I say there's 3 options for joining Clean Easy. Option 1 is a serious kit. Like every business on earth, you've got to buy your tools to get started. Now, in order to buy 250 catalogues, that allows you to deliver 200 catalogues twice a week. That will give you a guaranteed income of £300 to £500 in your first 4 weeks, is £185. You'll make your money back in the first 2 weeks. You get all your training materials, your website and everything else. You get all your training materials, your information pack and everything else, and you get a professionally designed website and online shop, all for 185 quid. That's amazing. Option 2 is identical to option 1 in every way, apart from you only get 50 catalogues. Now with 50 catalogues, it is vital that you present them catalogues by actually knocking on doors and asking people if they would like to have a look at the catalogue. You cannot post the catalogues, it will not work. So if you want to, it's 3 times more effective, but if you're not the kind of person that's comfortable knocking on doors, then I recommend option 1 for you. Option 3, under exceptional circumstances, I will let people join on option 3, and that's a break-free kit. You get 5 catalogues, and you get sympathy orders off your family and friends, and if you want option 3, I'll give you Clean Easy's number, and they'll be more than happy to put you on to someone that's desperate. And honest to God, that is what I say. And you might not like it, you might hate it, but I've got more people joining on a 250 kit and actually going on and making money and actually getting into profit in their first 4 weeks. Neil Young, using that system, won the brand new business growth for 2011 and the new training and the new trophy. That's because we get more people on the 250 kit at this present time than any other team, because of our posture and the way that we say to people, we will not let you fail if you follow our system. And it's just having belief in where you're going and knowing that you can help somebody become successful. Competence breeds confidence. So the more you practice, the more confidence you'll get. Your mindset must be right. You mustn't be attached to the outcome. Don't be attached. Don't be worried whether they join or not. You're in it, guys. You're in it. You've got the shovel. You can do as much digging as you like. You can do as much digging as you like and build a business as large as you like. All you can do is offer people a shovel, ask them to come into your mine. Some will come into your gold mine and start digging. Some will want to learn how to turn that shovel into a JCB. Some will lean the shovel up against the wall and walk out of your mine. Some will ask you to do the digging for them. Okay? But at the end of the day, as long as you've got a shovel in your hand, you can earn as much money as you like. It's down to you and your graft. So have the right mindset. We really don't care whether people join our team or not. And this is what we teach to people from day one. And if you've got the right number of leads in place, if you're doing the right amount of activity and generating the leads, that mindset is easy, because there's that many people waiting for you to save their situation that it doesn't matter if one or two people say no. And it comes back to the go for no philosophy. If you've got enough no's to go for, you're going to find yeses. It's just having enough leads in the first place. It's spending enough time advertising, marketing and promoting your business. Okay. What we teach, gaining rapport is the most important thing of all. Okay. All a person wants to know is, does it work? Will it work for me? And can I do it? And that is all they want to know. All the bump, all the detail, all the things about conferences and holidays and the pay plan and all that, it is irrelevant. People don't need to know it. All they want to know is, do I like the person showing me the business? Well, first of all, did I like the video? Did I like what I saw in the video? Because most people, when they see that video, if they decide, at that point, they've decided they want to join. Most people, not everybody. The only thing that's going to put them off then is the person showing them the business. If they like the person showing the business and they like the video and they trust the person showing the business and they've got the money to join, then they'll join. And if you've done it properly, they'll go get the money to join, even if they haven't got the money to join. So gaining rapport, making a friend is the most important thing, because they want to follow you. If they can see where you're going and you have belief, you will influence them to believe that they want to follow. All a person wants to know is, does it work? Will it work for me? And can I do it? If they like the video and they like you and want it bad enough, they will join, no matter what. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it with facts, figures. You'll soon find out if they want the detail, because they'll ask for it. Okay? Especially the perfect melancholies and some of the cholerics. They want to know the facts, the figures, the nitty-gritty. But again, other people just want a basic view, a basic overflow of what's happening and how it works. Overcome objections. If you're getting the answers from them, you don't get any objections. Excuse me. Objections come when people feel threatened and people feel that you're trying to sell them something, and then they object. They object to what you've said, whether it be true or not. If they've said it, if it's come out of their mouth, there's nothing to object to. They said it. How can they argue with their own statement? Okay? The most common and about the only objection or question that we get is, what about other people in my area? Very simple. I don't know about that. All I know is there were 3 people in my area and I still made 233 quid. What about returns? I don't know about that. All I know is that Clean Easy pick them up every month and I get my money back for them. Every time you answer an objection, you raise another objection, you raise another question, you raise something else. All an objection is to find out if you know what you're talking about, find out if you have any knowledge of the business. They just want to ask a question because we've all been taught to ask questions in interviews. Okay? If you answer it with, I don't know about that, that's saying, hey, look, I don't know. All I know is that it works. All I know is I've made money. All I know is that if you do what I do, you'll get the same results. Keep it simple, guys. Okay, it works an absolute treat. All this material is Danny Johnson material. If you get the Danny Johnson script books, she is absolutely amazing, and it has absolutely duplicated our business tenfold. It really has. Danny Johnson is amazing. And again, it's never the money. It's never the money why people don't join this business. Okay, I didn't have the money. I went and robbed it from the gas and electric company, and I paid them a month later. They weren't going to cut me off for not paying for 1 month. I knew that. I had to go out there. I knew that I had to take responsibility for my situation. If I didn't do something about it, nobody else was going to come and save me. Nobody else was going to put a few grand in my bank. No bank was going to lend me money. I had creditors coming out of my ears. It had got to a point where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I had to stand up and be counted, and I had to do something about my situation. So I robbed the money from the gas and electric, and I paid them a month later with my earnings from Clean Easy. So it's never the money. In fact, I bet most of you listening to this call didn't have the money to join. I bet most of you borrowed it from somewhere, whether it be a credit card, family member, friend, or money you had stashed. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Excuse me. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, guys. If somebody's going to join, they're going to join. When I saw this business, I thought, as long as it's legal, as long as it's ethical, as long as I'm not doing anybody any harm, and it looks like a genuine way of making money, I'm in. And that's exactly what I saw. I asked question after question. I tried to trip the guy up time and time again, and he just came up with an honest answer. And because I'd been self-employed myself before, I knew what was involved in running a business, and I thought, yeah, what the hell. I asked him how much time he spent travelling around the country doing appointments, and he told me sometimes hours and hours a week, but I don't care if it's going to make me lots of money. And I went, yeah, good answer, absolutely. You've got to do what it takes to make money. You can't expect to make money and sit on your backside. People have usually made their mind up before we even call them. Like I said, I'd already made my mind up. I already knew I was going to do Clean Easy, as long as it looked legal, ethical, and I couldn't find a catch. If I could find a catch, I was out of there like a rat up a drain pipe. But I couldn't find a catch. It just all looked like logical, sensible maths, if you asked me. Remember, the appointment is always about the client and not the person showing the business. Again, this comes back to always find out and show concern and understanding for your client. Always find out about them. They're not interested in you. The only time they want to know about you is when you tell your story. And you only tell your story once you've found out everything about them. Once they know how much you care about their situation, then they will care how much you know, but not until then. And always make up in numbers what you lack in skill. This one coaching session is not going to get you brilliant on the phone. That's why we do repetition teaching over and over and over again. People go over the same stuff. I hope you've taken lots of notes. Practice this stuff with your people. Role play. We do role playing calls where we do a conference call just with the team, and we get everybody on that call, and everybody plays the part of the prospect and everybody plays the part of the prospector. Okay, and everybody has a go at role playing, and then everybody gives feedback. And here's a tip, guys, for coaching. If you're coaching somebody, afterwards, don't then criticize everything they've done, but don't tell them everything was brilliant as well, because that doesn't teach them anything. If somebody's crap, they need to know that they're crap, because you cannot improve if you think you're brilliant. Okay, so when somebody's done a role playing session, ask the person, what was 3 things that you think you did really well on that call? And usually they can't find one, because people don't like giving themselves praise. But encourage them to find 3 things that they think they did well and agree with them. Okay? Then say, what was 3 things that you think that you could improve on? And let them criticize themselves first. Because then it's always easier to take criticism from the rest of the team, because then you can say to everybody else, does anybody else have any feedback where they feel that John could benefit from some coaching? And then everybody else can give criticism, constructive criticism, and John is more acceptant because he's already criticised himself and he's open to learning. Okay, so that's a good way of coaching people on how to improve. And thank you. That's me done. So again, just to run over the 5 points: open the call, set an agenda, gain rapport, deliver the information, and close or gain commitment. That is the structure of every phone call with new people all the way through the business. Okay, if you stick to that structure and you practice it and you coach it downline and you get everybody else singing from the same song sheet, you'll have far more success than telling people why you joined Clean Easy and telling them it's a good idea for them. Okay, I'll hand you back to Sue. That's me. Thank you very much. Cheers.